This is a little tip that I always find very useful regarding stitch markers. A lot of people go, what's a stitch marker for? I don't need to mark my stitches. If you're doing a blanket and you've got to crochet, say, a chain of, I don't know, 200, it makes it easier if you can count in 10s or 20s and then put a stitch marker so that you know that every 10 stitches has a stitch marker, so you can then go 10, 20, 30, 40 stitches rather than forgetting where you are and have to start right back at 1. Now this here is just a basic plastic stitch marker. It's like a nappy pin. It opens up and then in the back there's a little clip where you clip it in and it keeps your stitch for you. This is also one of my most needed things, particularly when I'm making a blanket or something like that, because what I will do, I've done now, I've finished, I've got to go away and do something else, so I can't leave my crochet sitting around like that, particularly with a child and a cat, because they both like to play with wool. So what I do is take my hook out and I will use this little clip to keep my loop where it is, and so I know where it is to start with. Nobody's going to inadvertently pull it undone by mistake. You're not going to end up having to recrochet bits that you've already done. So what I do, take my little stitch marker, I pop my loop of wool over it and I clip it closed. And no matter how much you pull it, it isn't going to go through, it's still there. I do know a certain lady that sells these if you're interested, but you can pick them up off Amazon for next to nothing. They're pence. They're really, really cheap. And then you'll never lose a stitch again and swear because you've got to recrochet it.